Hey, this is Daniel from Seattle Coffee Gear, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Slayer Espresso single group machine. Now this is a commercial machine that is actually going to have a great place in a home as well. You have a couple different options in terms of your configuration with this machine. In particular, we're working with a standard 110 volt machine, which is your standard outlet you're going to find in any home. But this machine also comes in a 220 volt, which is going to be great for higher volume in a more commercial setting. If that's something that you're going to be doing, it would pair really nicely in a cafe with maybe a Slayer steam, maybe to do specialty shots with single origins, that sort of thing. And then in your home, it's definitely for, maybe you're the type of user who really wants to tinker and kind of push the boundaries of what you can and cannot do with espresso, because this machine really opens up those possibilities. So let's jump into some of the technical aspects about this machine here. What we're dealing with is two different methods of controlling flow rate. Now we're not talking about controlling pressure here. We are extracting at 9 bar standard. Of course, you can adjust that if you want to in this machine, but we're going to stick with 9 bar because simpler that way. But what we have, first of all, with the kind of pre-brew is a needle valve system that forces that 9 bars of pressure through a very, very, very small opening to control flow rate very precisely, much more so than you could do with any other sort of iteration of flow rate control that has really come before it. And you can actually adjust that yourself inside the machine with a little blue dial that sits right on top of this needle valve. And that's actually the needle that you're directly influencing when you change that flow rate back and forth. So what you're doing is you're controlling how much water is going to saturate those grounds before you really jump in to your full extraction. I'll kind of demonstrate that first before we get into shots. So I'm just going to show you how much water is going to be coming out here when I just go into my first position, which is going to be that needle valve that we're engaging. We'll notice that the flow rate is pretty low. So let's just compare that now with what it's going to look like when we open it up fully. And this is what you're getting with really any other espresso machine, a full flow rate. And it's quite a bit more. So when we restrict that flow like that, we're very gently introducing that water to those grounds and really saturating them to the point where we can actually brew with a finer grind, we can brew longer shots, and we can really control the flavors that we're going to be drawing out of any particular bean that we're using. And that's what really makes this machine great for beans like single origins and your more delicate espresso blends with a lot of volatile compounds, especially in terms of aromatics. So I think we should probably just jump right into shots here because this really is the main feature of this machine. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be jumping right into this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go directly into my pre-brew, or my needle valve extraction, and I'm just going to look underneath here at this little kind of mirrored piece of steel and just watch for this to collect. And we see that it is collecting, and now I'm going to throw it into full release until I get up to volume, or going for around 44 or so milliliters of espresso. This is looking really nice. Got some nice striping down there. It's really even. Okay. So that total time there was about 37 seconds, which is actually pretty good for a machine like this. You're not looking at a standard, 20 to 30 second extraction with a machine like this. You're looking at really more like, I'd say, between 40 and 50 or so. That's a pretty great shot. So this is a single origin that we did. And I really am bringing out some of those volatile compounds that you're usually not going to get when you extract a single origin with espresso. So that's really what you get from the Slayer Espresso here. A couple other machines that they have, go ahead and check out those videos. Give us a call for more information, and have a great day.